watch this. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Now, this was some time ago. Like someone said a while ago, they said, Bishop Nathaniel, you said there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. If you listen closely to what I said, oh moron, I said back then, which was 5 years ago, we were not in Jacob's trouble at that time. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. So let's read it again. Go ahead.
We, Deuteronomy 28 showed that we would have gone through slavery.
Yes.
We would have gone through oppression. What is next to happen to us? Liberation through Christ, or will there be something else, another form of slavery that we will go through, another tribulation that we'll go through before Christ established the kingdom? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. What's going to happen?
Will there be, yes.
What is going to happen before Christ makes
returns?
His second coming?
Is there going to be another
There's
persecution?
going to be war between the nations.
Yes.
Okay? The European Union will crumble. Okay? They will despise and fight against Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America. And it will burn America with fire.
So Europe is going to go to war with
America. Yes.
Yeah. But in terms of us black people now, will we go through another kind of slavery, another the tribulation that slavery was representative of?
Give me Noah, Matthew 24. You know what I want? So
Christ, in other words, what will happen to us immediately before Christ returns?
I'm going to show
as a people, as a race.
As a race.
Yes.
You know what I want right there?
Yes. Yeah.
Matthew 24. Come on.
Yeah.
As it was.
Yeah.
You got it for me?
Yes. Verse 38. Matthew 24, verse 38.
So to 37.
37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So that's going to be the outcome. We're going to be carrying along like la-di-da, like you're doing now.
So everything going all right.
That's right. You know, war will be going on.
Carnival, excitement, and so on.
Then war will pop off.
So we as a people will not go through an ethnic kind of a persecution.
No, not
that
at all.
won't happen.
Nope. Someone said a while ago, they said, Bishop Nathaniel, you said there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. If you listen closely to what I said, oh moron, I said back then, which was 5 years ago, we were not in Jacob's trouble at that time. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. So let's read it again.
How do you explain Daniel 12? Daniel 12 and verse 1
Yes,
says,
yes. Daniel 12.
There's a time to come, at that time, shall arise Michael, the great prince who has charge of your people. This is talking about the Hebrews. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was that nation of Israel till that time. But at that time your people shall be delivered, every one whose name shall be written.
Yes.
This prophesies that Israel is going to go through something, a time of trouble such as never was. That means it is supposed to exceed, if we are Israel, this should exceed slavery. This should exceed any horrors that we had gone through in our history. This is supposed to happen to whoever are the true Israelite people just before the return of Christ. To the point that the archangel Michael will have to stand up for that people called the true Hebrews.
Yes.
And you just said that what we are looking for is not something that will eclipse transatlantic slavery, but a liberation through Christ.
That's right. I'm going to explain it.
But the true Israelites will experience another Holocaust.
No, I'm going to explain it to you. Revelation
Explain
11:11.
Daniel 12:1.
I'm going to explain it. Well, I'm going to explain it with a precept that says the same thing.
Well, you
come
explain
on.
that.
Revelation 11, read quickly.
If we are the true Israelites, then something else according to prophecy is supposed to happen to us on a scale that will surpass what happened in slavery.
Just watch.
All right.
Come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
That's us waking up again. This is what you see here. Spirit of life
what,
from
two
God.
witnesses?
Waking up. This is, yeah, two witnesses of the two kingdoms. Come on.
Yeah.
And they stood upon their feet.
That's what you see now.
Yeah.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, because Israel's going to come back together, Judah and Israel. Come on.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither.
This is what you call the rapture. Come up hither. Watch this.
And
You
they
believe in all the
ascended,
rapture too?
Go ahead. Read it again.
and they
still have some white
ascended
man doctrine
up
they
to
do.
heaven in a
They
cloud.
ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which is a chariot. Here it comes.
Yeah.
And their enemies beheld
Our
them.
enemy's going to see us. Who's the enemies? The white man. Watch this.
Verse 13.
But you missed it.
Come on.
Daniel
wait,
12.
come on.
And the same hour
And the same hour, meaning
Uh-huh.
the same time that we're taken up,
Yeah.
was there a great earthquake,
meaning destruction.
and
Right?
the 10th part of the city fell.
Meaning the 10th part of the city is going to be destroyed. This is the great thing that Daniel's talking about, which shall never been since the world began. Thermal,
this is
nuclear
saying Israel.
destruction.
This is saying the people of Israel.
Uh-huh.
The people of Israel are going to experience a time of horror and the time of persecution and the time.
Where did you see persecution?
That's what it means.
What
And
is
there
it?
shall listen. There shall be a time of
Trouble.
trouble
Uh-huh.
for that people, not just
Read this,
generally.
read it,
Listen,
read it,
man.
read it.
There shall be a time of trouble, such as
As
never
never
has
was.
been since there was a nation
Uh-huh.
till that time. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. What
Yes.
it means is
Destruction.
the people of Israel had gone through.
Someone said a while ago, they said, Bishop Nathaniel, you said there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. If you listen closely to what I said, oh moron, I said back then, which was 5 years ago, we were not in Jacob's trouble at that time. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. So let's read
They
it.
had gone.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of the great millstone who well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, coming back with another lesson. And I want to let the first 6.5 minutes or so. I want to let that video play out, and this was done by the elder Manata Zagba, which he had put this lesson up last night. And this makes Nate look further bad as far as his character. And that's what I want to touch on in this video. Nate, as a person, just analyzing the things that he's done, since I've come into the knowledge of the truth, since I've come to, know who he is and the things that he's taught, the things that we learned from our elder apostles that actually personally knew this man. This man is not of noble character, and it shows in his actions and the things that he does. Now, what is character? Character has to do with your mental and moral qualities, distinctive, to that individual person. All right, basically your qualities, your temperament, your mentality. And one of the character flaws that I notice about Nate is he's very ambivalent. And when it comes to certain doctrines that he disagrees with, he will defend that disagreement until he is corrected and shown that he's wrong. And based on him being shown wrong, instead of being humble enough to accept that correction, he'll continue to act as if he was never wrong. And that's an issue. And as long as I've known, who he was and the things that he's taught, there's been several incidences of him having cognitive dissonance about certain things. A lot of it has to do with his pride. The fact that he does not want to be considered less of a man because he's been corrected or been shown to have been wrong. He has to save face and put on for the masses of people that follow him. That's why he does the things that he does. That's why he has to revert to lying Here it is. You were wrong, and you still want to be an asshole. That see, and that's why I'm dealing with this man's character flaw, man. This is his issue. Pride. Now, let me get a quick scripture, and this is in 1 Samuel, 2nd chapter. Let's get 1 Samuel, 2nd chapter. Because the Most High, he deals with evaluation of character. This is 1 Samuel 2, and I'll start at the 2nd verse, but the point is at the 3rd verse. And this was Hannah, which was the mother of Samuel. You know, she was singing a song, you know, to the Lord. Verse 2, it says, "There is none holy as the Lord Yahweh, for there is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our power. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth." You know, because the Lord, he hates pride, he hates arrogancy, and he hates the froward mouth. That's pursuant to Proverbs 8, and I believe it's 13. All right. And Nate, he's always been an arrogant character. He can never be wrong, even when he is wrong. How do I know that? Because stemming back to 1 West, even I wasn't there, but based on a report from the apostles, the elders, you know, one of the main gripes that men had with the elder apostles was them bringing out that Cornelius was an Israelite. And, you know, there was a council that was had, and, you know, they put him out of the school. And then, you know, based on, you know, what they've said, you know, based on their testimony, you know, men were considering bringing them back, but they was like, nah, man. And they did their own thing, right? But guess what? They said that Nate was at the helm of that. He was part of the men who helped to throw them, you know, out of the school over the Cornelius issue. Fast forward, you know, a couple decades later, he teaches that Cornelius is an Israelite, and he never, not once since then, have, you know, made an apology to those men. So that means he acted as if he was never wrong on the issue. But that ain't just you know, one thing, all right, that this man has done. There's been several doctrines that he's done the same thing with, where he's been, you know, he has cognitive dissonance. 1 minute, you know, you GMS bums, this, that, and the third, you know, we're wrong on this and we're wrong on that. And then you'll correct it later, and then just, you know, breeze past it as if, you know, you didn't call us out and demean us for teaching the same thing that you now are teaching, i.e., the new moon. You know, you didn't believe in the new moon being a Sabbath at first, and the minions up under you, you know, we would go back and forth with them over that. He called us what did this man call us? He called us loonies or lunatics, new moon lunatics or something like that. We remember all that, man. Then come to find out, you teach that the new moon is a Sabbath, but then you turn around and flipped it and said, but the new moon is during a full moon. You went off the you went off the deep end again. You see, you did the same thing on the whole rape issue. You call us, you know, rapists and pedophiles and this and that, but then come to find out, you can rape as long as it's in a emergency. You can rape when it's an emergency. And you brought up the situation dealing with the tribe of Benjamin. That's pride, man. And now here it is with this situation. We called you out, you know, a few years back when this popped up. You know you said what you said because we were on your neck. We wouldn't have got on your head if that wasn't so. And you know that. But you see how he tried to, twist it and save face? Basically, he's gaslighting. And have the nerve to call us morons, you know what I'm saying, when we called him out. Like as if we misrepresented or we misunderstood what he tried to say. No, it's clear what you said. The receipt is right here. You didn't think that wasn't on the internet? The internet is forever. The receipts, the brother brought the receipts. And you could tell based off the reaction of this Benjamite here, he was annoyed. He was highly agitated, man. He was annoyed at the fact that you were not being honest. You were not being direct, you know? And that's part of your character flaw, man. You're not an honest dude. You see? And it's all clouded by your pride. So finishing up the verse, it says, "For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed." Okay? And based on your actions, man, your character is horrible, man. But you have men that adore you, that admire you, man. We got to put respect on your name, even though we ain't got to show the same level of respect to the Most High's name and His Son's name. But we got to show some respect to your name. We can't call you Nate. We got to call you Bishop Nathaniel. But here it is. This man has cognitive dissonance, man. He's a double-minded man. He's unstable. You see? And there's been other things, man. But, those were just a few to name. All right, he's always done this. Okay? So let me go from there. And let me get I think it's in Romans 12. Let me get Romans 12. Because one of the things to note is, as far as having good character, one of the good traits of having a good character is honesty, man. Being honest. All right? Being transparent, telling the truth. All right? This is Romans 12. This is Romans 12 and 17. It says, "Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men." And that goes back to what the brother brought out in this lesson, and also he posted it in his description. Zechariah 8:16, it says, "These are the things that you shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates." So provide the things that are honest, man, in the sight of men. Speak the truth to your neighbor, man. You ain't gotta lie. If you were wrong, you were wrong. See, the Most High is merciful. His mercy is everlasting. Every time that you was going off and you went at us, and then when you acknowledged that you were wrong and started to correct your doctrine, don't you know it would please the Most High if you would have, showed some character and apologize and humble yourself before your congregation, even especially even if you apologize, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, for considering correcting you out of love and not out of malice and hate. Because a lot of people, they misconstrue us rebuking other camps, with hate, when that's actually an act of love, man. Open rebuke is better than secret love. That's why we get on these guys so often. It's to get them to see the error of their way and to repent, to pull them out of the fire, out of the danger of the Lord's judgment, man. But they don't even. This dude has such character flaws. He can't even notice. He can't even see that, man, because he's so puffed up. You got too many flattering men around. The scriptures say to be honest. Let's get 2 Corinthians 4. And you can learn a lot of character development from, analyzing, a lot of these type of men's characters, man. These leaders, guys like Nate or Bishop Nate, Johanna. You can learn how to be a good leader by evaluating these false leaders, man. These are not the prototype men for leadership. All right. A good sign of a good leader is the displaying of good character. All right, good traits, qualities. This isn't good quality at all, man. This makes him look terrible. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 4:1. It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness. All right. And Nate, he's known for doing that, man. Like in this situation, he was trying to be crafty here. He was trying to, tippy toe tap dance his way around Jacob's trouble, and just kept bringing out precepts, based on the salvation. He didn't want to deal with what leads, the series of events, that would be happening leading up to Yahweh deliverance. That's what he was trying to talk about. Isn't there going to be a time where it's going to be trouble, persecution, like no other time in history, that we're going to have to endure? That is going to be so bad that even, Michael the archangel is going to have to stand up for us and deliver us out of it. And they didn't want to deal with that. You could see he was trying to be crafty and was trying to, go around that, man. But then years later, acting like as if this footage wasn't still up, to try to say that he didn't say that. It was right on video, man. The Most High is the Most High is on point, man, because he made sure to leave this video, where we can still see this, man, to show that this guy he has bad character, man. Everybody can see this for themselves. It says, but it says, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, and that's what he was doing, and that's what he's done with other doctrines. Like the current one is the marriage thing. He's teaching his men how to handle the word deceitfully of the Most High, man. Putting precepts together that don't go together to try to, push his, narrative, man. You got to get the marriage certificate. You got to go before Esau and sign that contract in order for that marriage to be legitimized in the sight of the Most High. That ain't in the Bible, man. And he's too proud. Even when he receives, the abundance of correction, he's not gonna humble down. The Lord hates pride. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty look before a fall, man. The Lord said he resisteth the proud and giveth grace unto the humble. Each time that, he's went back and corrected a doctrine, when he was wrong, like I said, he would have, the Most High would delight. He would be pleased if this man actually humbled down and admitted that he was wrong, even to his own congregation, man, because that would show character. Oh, this man, he's of noble character. He's even a man that's able to admit, when he's wrong and to receive correction. But he doesn't have that. It says, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. All right, and for him to be a bishop, the scriptures say a bishop must be blameless. But you can see, based on just this alone, this guy ain't blameless at all. He's an hypocrite. And Yahushua, he cussed out the wicked scribes and Pharisees for this very same behavior, man. All right. Scriptures say not to be a hypocrite in the sight of men. Let's get that. Now, I guess he didn't think the spirit was going to come upon the elder to bring this out and expose him. This is Sirach 1, and I'm gonna start at 28. That's why we used to call him double-minded Nate. You know, stiff-necked Nate, double-minded Nate, because he's double-minded, man. We're first he's right and we're wrong, and then he'll start to teach what we're teaching, and then act like he was never wrong. This is Sirach 1 and 28 through 30. It says, distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. You got to come with it to him with a pure heart. It says, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest, Nate, Bishop Nate. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets. You said you didn't say what you said, but the brother brought the evidence, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. You know, going back to your flawed character, man. All right. So we can learn from this, man, how not to be, especially if you're the Lord is calling you in to be a leader. All right. And let me go from there to what was it, the 4th verse? And instead of being proud, he really should have been ashamed, you know, of that. All right. If he was of character, he would have been like, man, you know what, I did, when I came on that show, I did say what I said, and I was beside myself, and I'm ashamed, of my actions. All right. No, we're coming into Jacob's trouble. All right. There's going to be a time where we are going to be tested and tried. The Lord's going to, test our faith. And as long as we, endure to the end, the Lord will make a way for us to escape, you know. And those guys were right. They was right to get on my head. This is Sirach 4 and 25. It says, "In no wise speak against the truth, but be abased," meaning to be ashamed of the error of thine ignorance. Right? And that's part of repentance, man. For him to call brothers morons and be an asshole, he's not remorseful, for the things he said. You know, this dude is not he's not remorseful at all. So this guy is not a humble character at all. And the scriptures tell you about lies, man. And I posted a precept last night. So Rock 24 through 26, it says, a lie is a foul blot in a man, yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught. A thief is better than a man that is accustomed to lie. And Nate has lied about a lot, man. He slandered us, multiple times. We don't slander Nate. Everything when we deal with Nate, we deal with his doctrines, man, the things that he say, the things that he teach. They deal with ad hominem attacks, man. So you have to deal with that. Every idle word that man shall speak, all right, in the day of judgment they shall give account. It says, but they both shall have destruction to a heritage. The disposition of a liar is dishonorable, and his shame is ever with him. So really, he's a dishonor to himself. You see? So, I can keep going, but the point was addressed, it was made, and this is dealing with character, man. You can learn about character, from, other men. and you can apply certain things to yourself, and from good men that have good character, and you can also disregard certain qualities in different men and not apply that to yourself as well. You know, oh, this is not what I would want to pick up from a leader. All right, now you look at when you you know deal with the apostles, for an example. There's a lot of qualities in those men that you can definitely pick up from, that are actually good for leadership. You know, these men are straightforward. They're honest. All right, they at times they can be humble. They know when to be austere. They motivate brothers. You know. So anyway, I just want to do that. The spirit was just on me to kind of respond, but do it in a different way. Because it's already apparent that he did lie about that. The brother brought the receipts out, but I just want to deal with the aspect of character. All right, this guy, he has a horrible character, man. Even though he's esteemed and exalted, among people that look up to him and follow him, but this is something that they can't see, because these are blind followers, uh, following a blind leader. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it with that. I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. Hopefully, this was edifying. Until the next lesson, Shalom.